Hate put me in prison and love's gonna burst me out. That was a quote by Reuben Carter, played by Denzel Washington in the drama film The Hurricane in 1999. Although the sight and sound is a little outdated, this was a very powerful movie. This movie was actually based off of a book called The 16th Round, based on a true story. Denzel Washington is Reuben the Hurricane Carter, a man whose dreams of winning a middleweight boxing title were destroyed when he was arrested along with another man for murdering 3 people in a New Jersey bar. Wrongfully accused, Carter and John Artis were sentenced to 3 life terms in prison. The best part of this movie is seeing the relationship develop between Reuben Carter and Lesra, all because of a book. Lesra is an undereducated teen boy who finds a book at a used bookstore for 25 cents. This was the first book that he had ever read. After reading it, he was baffled by this story and felt like he could relate to Reuben and decided to write him a letter in prison in hopes that Reuben would write back. Their relationship grew, and Ezra's need to set Reuben free erupted. Little did they know that the 2 main characters would change each other's lives one way or another. Reuben was so well known by so many from his boxing career, and on the other hand, hated by a dirty racist detective who was out to get him since he was just a child. Lesra was a teen who didn't have an education, and his life was changed when he was taken in by a Canadian family who wanted to educate him, teach him to learn and read and write. Soon after he read Reuben the Hurricane Carter's book, it would soon help him set the tone for his future. Reuben's life changed when he was accused of shooting up a bar and killing 3 people. He was sent to jail for doing time for something he did not do and would spend 30 years there. But he was just an easy target because he was in the system since he was just a young boy. I would say there are many lessons to learn in this movie. The justice system is sometimes corrupt. As Judge Sorokin says in the movie, Reuben's conviction was prejudiced upon an appeal to racism rather than reason, and concealment rather than disclosure. Racial prejudice is to commit a violation of the Constitution as heinous as the crime to which the defendant was tried and convicted. Reuben had struggled with law enforcement his whole life because of all of his interactions with law enforcement. He had been all of his interactions with law enforcement had been bad. Even when he was in the military or fighting in the boxing ring, someone was always lurking in the shadows. The significance of the movie The Hurricane is to educate people on the extreme injustice that are perpetrated in an innocent man who lost 30 years of his life because of corruption. This movie does well in giving you the inside look on someone's life who actually lived through hell, all because of the color of his skin. All in all, I hope you take something from this speech. Although we might travel down a hard road in the beginning, it doesn't define us. We will persevere and come out on top shining. As Denzel says at the end of the movie, when asked, "Are you still the hurricane?" he replied, "I will always be the hurricane, and the hurricane is beautiful." I recommend everyone watching this movie. I've never seen it before this speech. It really opens your eyes and educates you on the injustice of the world and how some people suffer from others' prejudice and corruption. It breaks my heart that there are people today that are wrongfully convicted and may never see their freedom again in their natural life. As Denzel said in the quote, "Hate put me in prison and love's gonna burst me out." Thank you.